Prynhawn da, a chroeso I ddinas Cardiff ac I seremoni raddio Prifysgol Cardiff. Good afternoon and welcome to the city of Cardiff and to the graduation ceremony of Cardiff University. I'm Dr. Chris Turner, and it's with great pleasure that as University Director, I welcome you all to today's graduation ceremony. We are here to celebrate our students' achievements, and I am particularly pleased to welcome parents, family, and friends to join in this celebration. I'm joined here on stage by the President, the Vice-Chancellor, academic staff, and the Students' Union representative. The President, Lord Kinnock, will formally open proceedings, and the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. David Grant, will receive students to their award. To my left is Professor David Skilton, the university's orator, and later he will introduce our honorary fellow. Honorary fellowships are awarded at our graduation ceremonies to those who have achieved international distinction in their field, and today we are honored to welcome Mr. Jeremy Bowen. Students, today marks a marvelous milestone in your life, as it does in the lives of those who have supported you over the last few years. And it is good to see that so many of them are here today. I'm sure it will enhance your understanding and enjoyment of the day if we spend a few moments going through the procedures for the ceremony. For those of you receiving an award today, perhaps you thought that passing your exams was the biggest challenge in gaining your degree. But an even bigger challenge faces you today. You still have to cross this stage and shake hands with the correct person. Try not to seek your award from anyone other than the Vice-Chancellor. The order of proceedings is included in the programme, along with the words used for the various stages of the ceremony under the relevant heading. A presenter will read out the names of the students being received to the same award. When each name is called, the student will ascend the stage, walk towards the Vice-Chancellor, and shake his hand. Now, whilst past experience has shown this to be a little more challenging than it sounds, your approach to the stage and your return to your seat will be carefully guided by our specially trained marshals. So don't worry, once the ceremony is underway, it really is a case of follow the leader. Now, when you leave the stage, you will stand with your group facing the stage, and the Vice-Chancellor will formally receive you to your awards. You will doff in reply, and you will then be reseated by the marshals. When all awards have been received, students will be asked to stand to receive the university's greetings. Also, and importantly, can I invite you to clap only after the Vice-Chancellor has admitted each group of graduates to their awards, and not as each one crosses the stage. This will ensure that your hands are still in reasonable working order by the end of the ceremony. Finally, can I also ask that you check and ensure that your mobile phone is switched off. We will be providing some musical entertainment later in the ceremony, and I can assure you it will be better than anything your combined ringtones can produce. Enjoy the ceremony.
Good afternoon, Prynhawn da. As President of the University, it's my very great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation congregation, and I extend particularly warm greetings to parents, partners, and others whose love and support to those graduating today has played a very large part in their success. I also offer my personal congratulations to all of you who are graduating. I rejoice at your achievement, and you can be confident that the qualification that you've earned from Cardiff University is held in high regard, not just in the United Kingdom, but right throughout the world. That reputation for excellence in teaching and in research has been won over the 125 years that the university has been in existence. And to maintain that distinction, Cardiff continues its commitment to advances in learning, with investment now running at well over £1 million a week and spread across the great diversity of our studies. Such developments also reinforce Cardiff's standing as one of Britain's leading research-led universities. We're officially recognised to have 33 research areas which are ranked as world-leading, and 9 schools and departments which are ranked between first and fourth in the discipline-based United Kingdom league tables. In recent years, performance like that has brought huge rises in the awards won by the academic staff of the university, and it's attracted new research funding which now exceeds £110 million a year. The cumulative result of those achievements include the fact that Cardiff is now placed among the top 100 universities of the world. And just as the university has won success in research activities across the academic disciplines, so teaching quality in Cardiff has again secured the highest rating that can be awarded by the United Kingdom Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education. As we take pride in those and other well-earned accolades, there is much more to acclaim, and it includes the national and international prizes and other distinctions gained by our academic staff, and the sporting, cultural, community service and academic achievements of our students. It includes the new partnerships formally agreed this year with the Ivy League University of Pennsylvania and Xiamen University in China, out of which has come the establishment of the Confucius Institute in Cardiff. And then, of course, there's the astounding success of our 3-year-old Cardiff International Academy of Voice, one of whose brilliant young students will be performing for us later. All these and many other attainments give manifold proof of prowess. They demonstrate advancing standards of opportunity, excellence and innovation. They show Cardiff's commitment to nourishing the potential of those who come here to learn from every corner of the United Kingdom and from every part and every culture in the world. It's their achievements, of course, which we regard to be the greatest source of satisfaction, and it's their achievements that obviously we celebrate today at this congregation. You'll be able to follow it, as you just heard from Dr. Turner, through your program, which is obviously bilingual, and at the conclusion of the admission of graduates to their degrees, the University Orator, Professor David Skilton, will introduce Mr. Jeremy Bowen for the award of Honorary Fellowship of this university in recognition of his outstanding and courageous contributions to broadcast journalism. You've heard the appeal to switch off your telephones, the weeping of delighted parents, and the crying of children are perfectly natural accompaniments to an event of this kind, but telephone tones aren't. So I repeat it only in order to emphasize the request to see that your mobile phones are turned off. Thank you for your attention. Please enjoy the ceremony.
Darllenir proclamasiwn ffurfiol y Cynulliad yn gyntaf yn Gymraeg ac yna yn Saesneg. The formal proclamation of the congregation will be read first in Welsh, then in English. Nerth gwlad ei gwybodaeth. A nation's strength is in its learning. Boed hysbys i'r holl aelodau'r Brifysgol ac ar hyd y lled y byd, fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. O dan y diwrnod Siarter Frenhinol y Brifysgol, mae'r cynulliad hwn yn cyfarfod i dderbyn y myfyrwyr sydd yn rhinwedd eu hystudiaethau a'i hysgolheictod wedi arholi yn briodol yn ôl y ystadudau'r Brifysgol ac wedi cael yn deilwng o'i graddau. Wrth all eu llwyddiant y rai sy'n graddio yn y cynulliad hwn, fe atgoffa o'u cyfrifoldeb i cyfrannu o werthoedd y Brifysgol hon. Nod iddyn hwy yw ceisio trwy cyflawniadau wasanaethu y lles pawb, ymdrechu i sicrhau'r agoriaeth ym mhob peth, ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb, gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. Let it be known to all members of the University and throughout the world that today, in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. Under the authority of the University's Royal Charter, this congregation meets to receive those students who, by virtue of their studies and scholarship, have been appropriately examined according to the statutes of the University and found worthy of their degrees. We celebrate the success of those who graduate in this congregation, and in doing so, remind them of their responsibilities to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence in all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
I, Professor Bernard Moxham, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Andrew Donald Aber. Richard James Adams. Samuel Thomas Absey. Emma Jane Burnett. Ina Sakera Taboda de Bretu Fontesh. Christopher Samuel Kaywood. Nina Mary Julia Davis. Christine Moira Gardner. Abigail Georgina Kendall Gilbert. Helen Hall. Elena Katerina Holland. Helen Hookway. Julia Kate Howard. Anna Booger Jensen. Richard Lindsay. Samuel Mason. Kerry Moran. Joseph Anthony Navin. Gareth John Ogden. Katie Elizabeth Oram. Amir Leah Rees. Amina Shola.
Good afternoon. At this point in the ceremony, and at other equivalent times, it is a tradition of the university for the Vice-Chancellor to speak in Welsh to receive each group of graduates to their awards. The Welsh phrase I will use, when translated, means, "Through the authority conferred upon me by the university, I receive you to the degree, which I will name, and to all the privileges of that degree. Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbynaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl fyreinio radd hon. Congratulations.
Elizabeth Louise Shortridge. Helen Smith. Holly Diane Stroud. Christy Violet Thomas. Amanda Elizabeth Trask. Thomas Roy Treasure. Georgie Trill. Joseph Tyler. Ben Thomas Wilkins. Elizabeth Williams. Witold Wadzolsk Edward Sitz. Sophie Eleanor Gray. Bibiana Muthani Iraqi. Ian MacLeod. Felicity Lucy Elizabeth Rudge. Damien Robert Baker. Lucy Buckland. Victoria Hazel. Frances Ann Hockley. Jamie McKeever. Kate Mary McCrum. Thomas Benjamin Platt.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbynaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl fyreinio'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Louise Alexandra Weiner. Miriam Almuller. Gwyndaf Ap Steffan. Llywelyn Bossoff. Geraint Thomas Clark. Peter Allen Clements. Thomas Davis. Amy Elizabeth Evans. Charlotte Lisa Ferguson. Joshua Forster. Joanna Yvette Hanley. Nasif Iqbal. Harriet Jackson. Rhianne Lisa Jones. Amna Kamis. Rosemary Knowles. Gareth James Lloyd. Sally Martin. Moya D. Mellors.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol, a ymddirchiadwyd i mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau rathon. Congratulations.
Cerys Mullins. Daniel Anthony Pass. Meera Raja. Holly and Jennifer Iris Richardson. Gavin Allen Ryan. Elizabeth Sherman. Catherine Anna Rose Simpson. Jade Annalisa Smith. Leanne Marie Townsend. Marisol Vasquez. Madeleine Young. Nisad Bibi. Matthew John Bull. Timothy Jonathan Fisher. Noor Hazira Hajib Asbal. Janavi Joglakar. Eva Kopinska. Fiona Victoria Lugg. David Samuel Manor. Tiffany Onions. Tracy Ann Pilling. Aled Roberts.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol, a ymddirchiadwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffraniau rathon. Congratulations.
Jonathan Mark Tyrrell. Rebecca Francis Weiser. Samuel Oliver Aberdeen. Toby Anderson. Laura Ann Atkinson. Sophie Alison Borthwick. Matthew Cannell. Simon Andrew Cardwell. Stephanie Grace Honick Carter. Richard John Chilcott. Jessica Ann Charlotte Clitheroe. Laura Alice Cook. Rebecca Cope. Nicholas Mark Andrew Crouch. Zoe Deakin. Cara Leanne Dix. James Drake. Alid Owen Evans. Melissa Galt. Naomi Donna Ham. Philippa Jane Holder. Emily Barnes Howe. Verity Marianne Huxtable.
Rwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbynio chwi I rath baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffyrania rath hon. Congratulations.
Abigail Jebson. Bethan Jenkins. Stephanie Johnson. Jennifer Kuhn. Rebecca Mary Marsh. Rosemary Ann Martin. Pamela Jean Midwood. Carly Louise Murray. James David Parsons. Dipti Patel. Gemma Louise Payne. Matthew Christopher Postles. Rachel Eloise Price. Alexander Purdy Quinnell. Peter Rodwell. Emma Routledge. Nicholas James Sharp. Matthew Barry Strong. Natalie Tao. Stephen Michael Thomas. Amy Jane Watkins. Tom Jaime Wotton.
Trwy awdurdod a prifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I rath baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffrenia rath hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor John Harwood, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Faranaz Okbarali. Stacey Louise Bailey. William Hewell Birmingham. Luke Kinlace Davies. William Dawson, Kate Dower, Jack Fillows, Sarah Catherine Freeman, Natasha Katharina Gress, Catherine Jane Grocock, Debbie Harmon, Kerry Ann Hill, Liam John Hogarth, Gyokjen Ilchak, Nur Hamizah Binti Jamaluddin, William John Marsh, Jenna Mason, Joanna Lucy Masterton, Josephine Morris, Timothy James Morris, Rachel Teresa Murphy, Lara Elizabeth Ulinik,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol ymddiriedwyd i mi derbaniaf chwi I rath baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffrania rath hon. Congratulations.
James Platt, Samuel Charles Riddington, James David Richford, Gina Sankey, Gavin Lee Fawcett Sellers, James Tout, Peter John Wheeler, Abigail Johanna Williams, Lauren Williams, Carly Laura Adams, Aisha Hamad Al-Saba, Hannah Bintcliffe, Sarah Chowdhury, Francesca Cole, Natalie Louise Connor-Robson, Hannah Louise Crowdy, Charlotte Gillingham, Kelly Hares, Jodie Harrington, Stephanie Elizabeth Hunt, Fionn Ann Jones,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffyraniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Laura Ann Jones. Lucy Elizabeth Jones. Farida Kapadia. Rufus Powell Lawrence. Sarah Claire Lyle Denny. Simon John Littlewood. Judith Claire Lloyd. Bailey Massa. Adam Christopher Midgley. Helen Caroline Monday. Victoria Odong. Jennifer Park. Jennifer Pierce. Joanna Louise Peel. David Thomas Raybold. Martin John Skur. Daniel Martin Simmons. Sarah Ann Turner. Rhiannon Turney. Richard Andrew Wheat. Matthew Anthony White. Nicholas Wyeth. Dominic Stephen Baker.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffreniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Annie Bartlett. Hannah Faye Beckett. Heather Braid. Simon Ross Burris. Gareth Hugh Crossley. Gareth John Davies. Ruth Jean Davies. Alexander James Denning. Gregory John Fury. Natalie Greasley. Rhys Jones. Lawrence Kerrigan. Gareth Thomas Lewis. Emily Jane Lim. Roma Patel. Vincent Sanderson, Adam Charles Toulouse, Havina Kerry Williams, Rebecca Angharad Barber, Hannah Elizabeth Constant Brain, Hannah Burke, Catherine Chidwick, James William Stannard Davison,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniau chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl fyreniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Sean Davies, Edward Ellis, Katie Louise Hardingham, Joseph Henry, Christopher William Laurie, Angharad Janice Lewis, Nadia May Randatsa, Laura Sace, Ruth Elizabeth Shaw, Peter Williams, Richard James Crean, James Crooks, Thomas Rhys Evans, Joanna Green, Catherine Hill, Frances Elizabeth Jones, Elizabeth Amy Old, Nikki Pio, Jennifer Claire Price, Thomas Hugh Price, Abir Al-Shamari,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniau chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl fyreniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Sarah Elizabeth Rose Bailey, Julianne Collinane, Stuart Boyd Hanmer, Daniel Francis Harris, Sophie Claire Howell, Edward Eric Joseph Kitchen, Jessica Matthews, Timothy Alexander Stewart Nelson, Samantha Elizabeth Olney, Michelle Marie Orris, Rhys Reginald David Owen, Jessica Frances Brooke Parrott, Emily Laura Trollope, Jason Lawrence Board, Victoria Malloy, Rachel Mary Rees, Lauren Ellis Stevens, Amy Elizabeth Bowring, Bonnie Kate Crawford, Carl Range,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddirchiadwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I rodd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffwrenia rodd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Russell Davies, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Deborah Corbett,
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddirchiadwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I rodd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffwrenia rodd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Russell Davies, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Hugh James Bebb, James Beltrami, Adam Coates, Zoe Davis, Joseph Luke Diper, Simon Driscoll, Henrietta Rose Eyre, Laura Nicole Farley, Stephen Fisher, Rebecca Marie Gargano, Marcia Ann Henstridge, Jacqueline Eileen Ann Horn, Iwan Llyr Hughes, Stephen Adam Hughes, Thomas Gwyndar Hughes, Geoffrey Allen Jones, Lucas Jones, Richard Dean Jones, Isabella Comenda, Tarikul Kandka, Faye Luxford, Rebecca Susan Mashone, Thomas Penry Ellis,
Prwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl fryniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
David John Powlsland, Tom Richards, Alexandra Ellen May Shepherd, Coralie Amy Smith, Emma Squire, Lyndon Robert Sykes, Amandeep Verdi, Hannah Elizabeth Waldron, Rebecca Jane West, Miria Whittle, Simon John Woods, John Young, Kurjan Anand, Thomas Brasher, Daniel Gordon John Hughes, Sophie Louise Joes, Ian Gareth McLean, Dominic Osborne, Stephen Painting, Heather Pettit, Nicholas Prowse, Christopher Rowlett, Eamon Michael Ryan,
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl fryniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Amy Claire Steen, Adam Vaughan. Joel Wink. Daniel Wiseman. Paul Workman. Michael Graham Akerman. Jade Emma Bird. Sophie Brown. Elizabeth Joy Bryant. Rachel Clark. Joanne Cox. Jessica Francis Day. Hetal Shantilal Danani. Cherry Edwards. Holly Jane Foley. David Gillespie. Emily Francis Grove. Siti Nordiana Haji Zaini. John Halcrow. Penny Louise Holborn. Kerry Elizabeth Holdsworth. Delith Lloyd Hughes. Priyan Elizabeth Hughes. Jennifer Eileen James. Angharad Parry Jones.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol, ymddiriedwi ti mi derbaniau chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl fyraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Laura Jones. Samantha Louise Margaret Maxwell. Emily Claire McGovern. Leanne Molyneux. Paul Barry Moses. Amy Louise O'Brien. Cleo Owen. Leanne Padian. Rebecca Elizabeth Phillips. Sneh Shah. Athena Scarperi. Lisa Ann Taylor. Cheryl Jitian To. James Martin Robert Townley. Leanne Turner. David Thomas Waits. Julie Leanne Williams. Man Wai Wong. Alexandra Wright Hughes.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol ymddiriedwyd i mi derbaniau chwi I radd baglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl ffwraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Teresa Rees, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Research. Ellen Cox. Luke Thomas Dunning. Robert James Durkin. Claire Eastmond James. Laura Ann Evans. Laura Frances Hillier. Deborah Jane Knight. Yiyu Meng. And Mary Wambui Murugami.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniau chwi I radd athro mewn ymchwil ac I holl ffwraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Teresa Rees, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Brenda Ann Finney. Jamie Freeman. Danielle Ann Fry. Norm Glassbrook. Amanda Kate Hall. Emily Alexandra Hamilton. Rebecca Jane Haycroft. Jessica Susan Hayes. Samantha Louise Hughes. And Merai Johnson Bowie.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I rath doether mewn athroniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r rath hon. Congratulations.
Mary Jones. Tracy Ann King. Paula Louise Marcus. Victoria Marsh. Karina Louise McQuillan. Alexander Menez. Kerry Marie Merton. Matthew John Pugh. Timothy Daniel Rotheray. Benedetto Silvestri. Rachel Smith. And Michelle Diane Wood.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I rath doether mewn athroniaeth ac I holl ffraniau'r rath hon. Congratulations.
Can I invite all of you who have received your awards this afternoon to stand so that you can receive the greetings of the President and the representative of the Students' Union. Please stand.
Boed eich gofal yn wastad dros lwydd ac yn rhydydd ein prifysgol a'r lles ein byd. May your care ever be for the good name of our university and the well-being of our world.
You are now members of the distinguished alumni of this university. May your association with the university be cherished and be constant throughout your life. And may your care ever be for the fellowship of our university and the welfare of all people. Before you sit down, I'm sure that all you very proud graduates would like to join in a long-standing tradition at Cardiff at these ceremonies, and that is to pay a special tribute to your families and friends, and indeed to the academic staff who have supported you over many years, and who have helped you reach this important point in your career today. Can I invite you then to turn around to greet your family and friends and to say a very special and a public thank you to them by giving them an enthusiastic round of applause.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Vice-Chancellor, Jeremy Bowen has the most difficult task in BBC News, providing expert analysis in an area guaranteed to provoke angry and extreme reactions. The post of Middle East editor was, in effect, created for him, and it says everything that the BBC wanted to create a role which takes advantage of his talent and experience. He's easily one of the most respected figures in broadcast journalism. His ability to make rational comment under pressure and often at short notice in the world's most explosive region is exceptional. With his reputation as a frontline reporter, he's a role model of the rugged go-anywhere newsman who will get to the scene and give an account which is both accurate and arresting. He's shown great physical courage in some of the world's most dangerous conflicts and has seen close colleagues lose their lives in the most horrifying circumstances. It's instructive, sir, to view footage of him and his cameraman under fire in Lebanon in May 2008. Rational alarm, interrupted attempts at reportage, but no panic, no heroics. All this makes him a reporter's reporter. And although one of the BBC's most distinguished journalists, he's known by everyone at all levels of the organisation as invariably a good colleague to work with. Some years ago, he did a stint as a news presenter, but always he seemed disconcerted at being amongst furniture and not entirely at ease on the sofa or walking about the studio. His natural habitat is Gaza, Beirut, Iraq, Iran. Yet we must also remember his exemplary coverage of the death of Pope John Paul II. He's respected by colleagues and competitors alike. Unsurprisingly, he's found himself under attack from Israeli and Palestinian officials, and yet he refuses to be intimidated. A web search will turn up thousands and thousands of sites from those involved in that conflict, accusing him of peddling the propaganda of the other side or of some other faction. Increasingly, BBC reporting is not only a window on the conflicts of the world, but a factor in the diplomacy weaving around them. Jeremy Bowen's reports from Tehran are prime examples of this. In these days, when BBC journalists can even find themselves criticised by the BBC Trust, it is more than ever important that politicians and public alike recognise what riches we possess in our tradition of impartial reporting and the brilliant and courageous men and women who keep it alive. In the last 21 years, Jeremy Bowen has had some part in the coverage of very many of the big world stories and has reported from more than 70 countries and 14 wars. Among his many awards are an International Emmy, jointly with the BBC team for their reporting of the Israel-Lebanon War in 2006, the Silver Nymph at the Monte Carlo Television Festival 1994, Gold Medal at the New York Television Festival 1995, the RTS Award 1996, and the Sony Gold Award 2004. We are grateful that he promises to continue in his father's footsteps by making valuable practical contributions to the work of our Centre for Journalism Studies. Anrhydeddus is ganghellor, cyflwyno fi ti, Jeremy Bowen fel Cymrawd Erenrydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd i mi gan y cyngor derbaniaf di, fel Cymrawd Erenrydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is a great honour for me. Not only is Cardiff my hometown university, the Bowen family, we've had a few connections with it over the years. To steal one of Lord Kinnock's best lines, my father, he was the first of 100 generations of Bowens to get a university degree, and he got it here at this university. My connection with the university, though, really started in the mid-1970s when I was a sixth former in Cardiff, and most Fridays and Saturdays I'd be with my friends trying to get into the student union to get served, and maybe to see if there were any student girls who might be interested in a 17-year-old boy. There weren't many, actually, of them. And I've always, in my travels around the world, I've defined myself in many ways as, first of all, Welsh, and also a Cardiff boy. And, you know, once a Cardiff boy, always a Cardiff boy. There's always that compulsion at a certain time, of a Friday or a Saturday, whether I'm in Beirut or Sarajevo, Kabul, Jerusalem, you name it. There's always that compulsion at a certain time to go looking for chips in Caroline Street. You can take the boy out of Cardiff, but you can't take Cardiff out of the boy. Now, it's in my job as a BBC foreign correspondent, I've seen many times that we live in a very troubled world. I still think this world that we all live in, that we're all part of, is deeply troubled. In fact, during the war in Lebanon in 2006, I used to sit sometimes at the end of long days of work with my colleagues, having a beer and listening to the sound of bombing outside and wondering if it felt like this being in somewhere in the 1930s, heading for some kind of indefinable trouble further along the way. Now, I don't want to depress you overly, of course, because this is the world that you'll be entering in terms of work and so on. And as a journalist, I recognize that we're often wrong. But I do think that this is a difficult time, and it's not just a difficult time because of the economy, it's a difficult time because of the way things are around the world. Now, I'm sure you're fed up with people talking to you about the prospects for the economy and what the future might hold job-wise and so on. But I think, don't worry about any of all that, because you've got a lot of time ahead of you. The economy isn't going to be bad forever. The world prospects may not be bad forever. People may come to their senses and try and make things a little bit better. Until they do, I'll continue to be able to make a living reporting on their mistakes. And what I'd also say is, use your time well. You know, looking back now on, I graduated in 1982 from my university. In fact, I finished university in the end with 2 degrees, and neither time did I make it to the graduation ceremony. So it's a great honor to be finally wearing a gown and a hat and being at a ceremony like this. But what I'd say is, in your lives, make some choices. Not choosing is a choice. So what I'm saying is, don't drift. Try and think about what you want. Try and have an objective. And try and make decisions and choices that get you to where you want to be. And start doing it today. Start doing it tomorrow. And don't even worry if those choices might turn out to seem like they're the wrong ones. Sometimes they might push you off into interesting directions. What I'm saying is, time goes quickly. Take the initiative. Control your own lives. Grab at them. Because you only have one. Because before you know where you are, 25 or 30 years will have gone by and you'll be sitting on the platform with like this lot here or like me. So what I'd say is, savor this day. Savor your triumph. This is a tremendous achievement that you've done. Getting degrees, second degrees in some cases, and it's a fantastic thing to have done. You deserve all the plaudits you're going to get today, because nobody can take this away from you, whatever happens in the future. But in that future, make sure you grab at it. Thanks very much. You can go off and celebrate soon.
I can barely describe the pleasure and honour it is to follow Gareth Bowen's boy and also a fellow fanatical Cardiff City supporter. We don't give honorary fellowships to many bluebirds, but it's a delight to be able to do that today. It's also a delight for me to be able to introduce a current student from Cardiff's International Academy of Voice to sing Visidarte from Tosca. Would you please welcome Miss Catherine Eyre Davis. At the end of these ceremonies, from the applause of audiences, I always feel we should have an encore. Certainly better than listening to an old man talk to wind up the occasion, but maybe that's amendment to the programme that will come in some future year. because I now have the duty of bringing these proceedings to a close. This occasion is naturally one of the most pleasurable in the whole university calendar, indeed in life itself. It's a joy to see the pride and indeed the relief of all the new graduates as they cross the stage. The relief comes not from simply closing this particular chapter of their lives after arduous study, but also the fact that they made it across the red carpet. I think that's quite a feat, actually. First of all, because so many of the young men take it upon themselves to wink at the Vice-Chancellor when they're shaking hands. I've noticed that is confined entirely, after 11 years doing this, confined entirely to the fellas. It must be because the young women are concentrating on keeping their balance with increasingly precipitous heels. The Eiffel Tower is really back in, I've noticed from my own daughter and her friends, and I must offer you my congratulations, my admiration at the fact that nobody fell down, nobody broke an ankle, nobody even lost a mortarboard in the course of these proceedings. For that, much thanks. And to the people who've graduated with first or second, in some cases third degrees today, I say I hope you take with you very happy memories of your time in Cardiff. I hope that you feel confident that your studies have been a valuable contribution to your careers and your lives. And I hope that you're determined to use your talents to their maximum potential in order to fulfill yourselves and also to bring benefit to your fellow human beings everywhere. To us, of course, you will always be Cardiff people. And I trust that you will carry that identity with pride and that you will also be ready to use the advantages of being part of our worldwide alumni network. I wish each and every one of you good fortune, good health, and every success in the future. Llongyfarchiadau, iechyd da a phod llwyddiant. Diolch yn fawr iawn.